Hey yo, what's up everybody? This is Superstar in the building with another reaction video. Today we are going to continue the weirdest and strangest foods around the world. Because the last video was pretty weird and someone told me you should do a part two. So I'm like, alright, cool. We're gonna do a part two. And we're gonna check out these weird foods because some pretty weird foods out there, not gonna lie. But let's get to it. Roll it. All right, everybody, this is it. We're gonna get on with this reaction video, the weirdest and strangest food around the world, part 2. Just from the looks of this picture, I know people eat scorpions, but it's pretty weird to me. So I kind of already got a little feeling of how this video is gonna go. So get your cringe on ready, and if you can't watch it, then close your eyes. But we gonna get it.
Are you ready to feast your eyes on some of the strangest foods in the world? We all know different cultures enjoy varied and sometimes bizarre dishes, but wait until you see the insanity of what we found for you.
What are they eating? A big ass maggot.
We've traversed the globe to bring you today's crazy weird delicacies, from deep fried spiders in Cambodia to tuna eyeballs in Japan.
1, 2, 3.
Deep fried spiders.
And that's just a few of the strange foods on today's menu. There's plenty more where that came from. Grab a snack, or maybe rather don't.
Yeah, I'd rather don't.
Get comfortable and sit tight as we whisk you on a whirlwind adventure around the world to serve you up with some of the craziest foods this planet has to offer. Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have bad luck for the next week. Don't risk it. Let's start. Alligator. Alligator meat. Well, never. Apparently, it's a healthy meat source for humans thanks to its high protein levels.
I know people eat alligators, so it's not new to me.
Some say it tastes quite mild and is rather firm in texture. In the USA, it can be legally sourced
It's not new to me, but
it's
weird.
You can even
for sure.
buy it in some grocery stores. You wouldn't want to mix that up with fish now, would you?
Nope.
Yikes. Some US companies process the tail of the alligator and market it that way, and it's even made into pet food. Now, that's strange, right? Imagine feeding your dog alligator meat. No, thank you. Sure, it has a hefty amount of nutrients, but it's still alligator. I don't think I could stomach it. Could you? Tarantula spiders in Cambodia. If you're afraid of spiders, look away.
Spiders, not just any spiders. Tarantula.
Yep. Back in the day in Cambodia, during the Khmer Empire, people didn't have much choice when food was scarce. But what's their excuse now? Apparently, they have no excuse. They actually enjoy it. Spider eating is quite the thing in Cambodia, both locally and in the tourist market.
Tourist market, you can count me out. I am not touching that.
In the Cambodian town of Skun, fried spiders are the talk of the town. It's the must-try specialty of the area. I don't know about that, folks. These spiders are bred in holes in the ground near Skun.
Exactly.
And some are foraged in nearby forests. And then they're fried up with some sugar, salt, MSG, and crushed garlic. Some people who have been able to stomach say it tastes like a cross between a chicken and a codfish. Wait until you hear about the abdomen. Inside, there's a brown paste of organs, perhaps some eggs and excrement. Yep, I've heard enough.
Yeah.
Shirako in Japan. Guys, this has got to be the strangest dish.
That looks like a brain.
Shirako, aka fish semen. Yep, I'm not joking. This white paste may look like mayonnaise, but do not be deceived.
Wow. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. Fish semen, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I don't even want to eat fish no more. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't even look like fish semen. It looks like a freaking brain. Oh man, we're gonna watch the rest of it.
You've been warned. In Japan, they serve it on top of rice or fry it in a tempura batter. Word on the street is that it has a rich texture and a sea-like taste.
Oh yeah, of course
I'm sure it does. But I'll never be trying it. Sure, we eat fish eggs.
I'm sure
so
it's a rich
fish
texture,
semen, right? It's often referred to as fish milt, and in Sicily, tuna milt is fairly common.
What?
And even in Romania, people love some fried milt from freshwater fish. There's even an octopus milt. Wow, are people that into fish semen? Seems like it. Don't even get me started on how they collect the milt. It's usually retrieved from a fish carcass. Delicious or strange?
How about you just eat the regular meat of the fish?
Grasshoppers in Thailand. Eating insects is definitely a bit weird, but in fuck it, in Thailand,
this is definitely weird for me. But I know my siblings, my sister, and my brother, they tried it.
Grasshoppers are quite the dish there. Those
said it's actually not bad,
are slightly bitter. Perhaps you can compare them to a packet of chips. Except, wait, you can't because they're grasshoppers.
I don't know. Seems kind of weird.
That's never gonna feel normal, is it? They are said to be delicious and totally safe to eat, but you must cook them.
I think I'd rather eat a grasshopper than a freaking
raw
roach.
Grasshoppers now.
That's for sure.
Some locals call them insect popcorn. Yep, imagine going to catch a movie with a box of fried grasshoppers. No sweet popcorn there, just fried insects. I'm not sold. Are you?
Nope.
Balut. Balut. What's a balut, I hear you ask? To put it simply, it's a fertilized bird egg. Usually a duck egg that's incubated for up to 21 days and then boiled or steamed.
Whoever this commentator is said it wrong.
It's a typical street food delicacy in the Philippines and can even be bought in stores and malls.
It's actually pronounced balut.
People eat the contents directly from the eggshell, and the partially developed embryo is apparently soft enough to chew and swallow whole. The mallard duck is where the balut comes from. Wow, it's popular because it's a cheap source of protein.
I've seen that
calcium,
all my life, and I still get grossed out.
I don't think I could ever try that, even if you paid me. It would just feel too wrong, but each to their own. If you're brave enough, why not pop over to the Philippines and get yourself some balut? Red ants. In Boyparaguda in India, red ants are the dish of the day. The people living there believe that both red ants and their eggs have medicinal properties, and that a typical serving of them is equal to 14 grams of protein. One of the tribal healers in the village says that red ants can enhance your eyesight and prevent sunstroke.
This is crazy. I would imagine it's spicy, huh?
Hit me up with some red ants. That's gotta be cheaper than my new glasses. It's quite the challenge to get the ants from their hives in the trees. The male ants protect the hives and will even bite you. But fear not. Apparently the bites can cure skin disease and relieve joint pain. Wow.
Really?
Can these red ants not cure? The ants are made into a soup while the eggs are fried. And voila! Dinner is served. Witchetti Grub, Australia. In the outback in Australia, there's something called Witchetti Grub, which is a staple in the diets of the Aboriginal people.
Looks like freaking maggots.
Brace yourself now, because Witchetti grub is in fact the white larva of a moth. The moths eat the root of Witchetti bush, so that's where the delicacy gets its name from. It's one of the most important insect foods out in the desert because it contains so much protein. Crikey, those are some brave people eating these grubs. It's said to taste like almonds, but I highly doubt that. The thought of one of those wriggling around in my mouth gives me the heebie-jeebies. But if it's a matter of survival, you can't go wrong with that dose of protein now, can you? Needs must and all that. Tuna eyeballs, Japan. Squelch, squelch. Ever had a tuna eyeball? In Japan, you're more likely to catch a glimpse of an eyeball than a California roll if you venture through one of the fish markets or grocery stores.
Just eat the rest of the tuna. Like,
Japanese chefs serve up tuna eyeballs as a bar snack,
I just don't understand.
Appetizer before your main. Braised lightly in some soy sauce or sautéed with ginger and sesame oil, people can't get enough. Chewy and gelatinous with a rather bland taste is
on the
how
tuna
they best describe it.
to just eat
I don't know about you,
meat.
but the thought of walking into a bar, or an izakaya as they're known in Japan, and getting served up a plate of eyeballs, it makes my stomach feel queasy. Imagine looking down at your plate and being stared at by tuna eyeballs.
I know, right?
There's even a drink called tuna
I'll be looking at it and be like,
soju and eyeballs.
Okay, never mind. I am not eating you.
Beyond Eggy. Beyond Eggy, aka silkworm pupa, is a classic dish in any market in South Korea. At first glance, you might be deceived because it looks like coffee beans, but don't let that fool you. Beyond Eggy is a very popular snack and has a fishy, nutty taste.
Fishy,
outside,
nutty
it's crunchy,
taste.
but the inside is soft and gooey. You're either gonna love it or hate it. It's an acquired taste for sure, but with a bit of salt or sugar, it might become a bit more palatable. It became popular during wartime thanks to its protein value and how available it was. I guess some things just stick generations later, and it's still found all around the city. But a little bird tells me that it's more a fave among the older generations. Kids these days just don't have the guts to try these weird foods. I'm with the kids on that.
I could understand.
Bird's nest soup. For this one, you better get saving, because bird's nest soup ain't cheap. For more than 400 years, this Chinese delicacy has been leaving a dent in people's wallets. The caviar of the East, as it's often called, is the nest of a swiftlet bird.
the nest.
And can cost anywhere from between $2,500 to $10,000 per kilogram. So basically, for one bowl of soup, you better get ready to cough up around $100. The reason it's so expensive is because it's so dangerous to get the nests. And also the process of cleaning them can take a long time. The people who collect these nests risk their lives in the process. They are way out in the wild, usually up in high mountaintop caves. So you can only imagine the mission
I said in the last video, why do we go?
They're made from a mixture of bird feathers and bird saliva.
Go through
for those brave
lengths
enough who've tried it, it's said to taste soft and jelly.
Find different
I
food
think I'm
out
good.
there when
This
we
is
have
just
enough.
Too strange. Frog's legs in Paris. This one I might be able to handle. Frog's legs are a specialty of France, along with snails, of course.
I think this is more normal than the other foods that was on here.
Come on.
But I still wouldn't eat frog legs. Frogs. Just
Legend
thinking
has it
about
that it was back in the 12th century that some sneaky monks started eating frogs' legs, claiming that they were fish, so that they could eat them on top of their no-meat diet. After that, it just took off. The monks set a trend, and pretty soon, everyone was munching on frogs' legs.
Thank
Even
you,
today,
monks.
in the eastern part of France, frogs' legs are still popular, and it's estimated that up to
was
160 million frog legs are consumed a year. That's a lot of frogs. Wow. But where do they come from? Well, most of them are caught in the dead of night in swamps in Indonesia. Of course, they were found more locally back in the day, but the authorities soon put a ban on frog hunting and farming in the 1980s. So now they're all imported. There's even a frog festival every April in the town of Vittel, where locals gather to eat tons of the stuff.
Oh,
Crazy.
freaking moving.
Southern fried rattlesnake. As if things couldn't get any more strange. Allow me to introduce you to Southern fried rattlesnake. Breaded, fried, and served with cactus fries. Rattlesnake is on the menu down in the southwest of the USA. And don't ask me why, because apparently it's bland and hard to chew with lots of little bones. Doesn't sound like fun to me, and yet people still
why do you eat it? If it's bland and it's hard to chew, like why do we even
between frog legs and turtle, being a white tender meat. And due to the rattlesnake's long backbone, it's full of tiny rib bones. Some even say it tastes like popcorn chicken, but I beg to differ. You won't catch me eating a fried snake anytime soon.
Nope,
that just takes strange to a whole other level, doesn't it? So what do you think? Are you brave enough to try any of these strange foods from today? I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely lost my appetite. Those dishes are just insane. If you had to try one, which one would you choose? I'd probably go for the frog legs because I'm too much of a chicken to try the rest.
Alright guys, that is the end of that reaction video. So I got a question for you guys. Which one, if you had to, if somebody paid you money or whatever you want, which one would you actually try? Like for me, maybe I'll try the frog's legs because it seems a little normal compared to the other ones. I wouldn't eat the rattlesnakes. I wouldn't eat any of the insects or any of the bugs, for sure. Definitely not eating the bird's nest. Like, what do you... I'm just confused. Like, I'm pretty sure they make their nest out of something. It might be filled with disease. I know they clean it, but just thinking about that. But I don't know. Make sure you guys tell me what you guys would choose out of that list. Comment it down in the comment. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any suggestion of what I should react to next, be sure to drop a comment in there. Let me know what videos to react to. There's a lot of videos that I've watched, but there's a lot of videos that I haven't seen before. So go ahead and I'm looking forward to seeing those comments in there. That is the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here, hanging out with me with this reaction video of the strangest and weirdest foods around the world. If you like this video, drop a like on this video, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the notifications button so that you know whenever I post a video on my YouTube channel. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure being with you, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.